One of the biggest issues that Black Americans deal with it's not talked about a lot, but it's a big issue.
This whole full video is going to be in
environmental racism. Because states, corporations love to put toxic waste, toxic dumps in Black communities. Love to put corporations that emit a lot of toxins in the air in the Black community. Toxins in the water, in the food, in the Black community. Just go to the average Black community, find out where the dump is, find out where the corporation is that is contaminating the water system, and it's in the Black community. They never put those in white communities. Never, ever. Affluent white, never. Always in the Black community. And it is the reason why Black people...
I have to say, though, the way that the system structure is going, the way that our country is going, and how we have political officials that want to negate any kind of checks and balances when it comes to safety measures of water and food and contaminants and things like that. I feel like everybody, no matter what race you are being affected. Your air you breathe, the food you eat, and the water you drink, none of it is safe, really safe for your body. None of it. None of it is very overwhelming and toxic to your liver and every part of your body. And one of the reasons why going to Italy and seeing what's happened, how they run things in Italy and some of the European countries and stuff, I can understand why we have such an overload when it comes to obesity and things like that in this country, because your body, your liver, can't take the toxicity on a daily basis, your body being bombarded by toxicity on a daily basis. And I'm talking about for all races of people, not just him saying, about the dumping in urban communities and things like that, which it has taken place. That's a fact. But I feel like we're all suffering. I feel like what the United States and Republicans, or poor Republicans, don't fully understand is that this wall that they want to build between us and Mexico, it's not really, honestly, to keep Mexicans out. Really, it's for us to keep us in, because basically they're going to turn the United States into another Nazi camp, and it's going to be a detriment to every United States citizen. So I think people need to be really paying attention to this Project 2025, which I feel like they want to try to implement in the year 2025. We got one more year to go. So they're really, really pushing for Trump. And Trump he's been convicted, for God's sake, a felon. And it's they're giving him a big pass. The judicial system that he's appointed in the Supreme Court is giving him passes. But let me continue.
Tend to deal with a disproportionate percentage of many medical conditions because of environmental racism. These corporations could care less. All they care about is making money. And all their politicians that they have paid off care about is keeping their corporate supporters happy. So who gets the short end of the stick? Black America and other vulnerable populations. So that's why it's racist. And it is a conspiracy because these people, the people on the court, the people at Heritage, the people in those organizations that I showed you, they obviously flow in the same system. They are part of the Federalist Society. They are part of CPAC. They are part of those conservative groups. They talk amongst themselves. That's not surprising, because they're friends, they're comrades. So they develop, they say to one another, I'm sure, in private meetings and over dinner and on the golf course, we need to get rid of Chevron. We need to get rid of that Chevron case. We need to get rid of this deep state. We need to get rid of this administrative state. And Trump is just the man to help us get it done, because, he'll do whatever. And he's not very, thoughtful about these things, all we got to do is just tell him what to do. Give him a list. Like the Federalist Society gave him a list of judges. And Project 2025 boasts that 2/3 of their policy suggestions, Trump implemented them during his last administration. So these folks out here who say, well, Trump doesn't agree with Project 2025. It doesn't matter what Trump agrees with. He's going to do it. He has no other choice. They're putting him in office.
Trump is an opportunist. So Trump is also a narcissist. And any narcissist doesn't really care about anything else or anybody else. A narcissist only cares about what's happening in their own life. They don't care if anything is a detriment to anybody else, okay? I mean, case in point, when shit hit the fan after the 6th of January, who did he turn on? He turned on everybody that were supposedly supporting him to save his own ass. That's one. So yeah, Trump is a useful tool for this this conservative party. He's such a useful tool. And this is what I think too. And I think Trump is such an egotistical person. So the person that he's going to have as his so-called quote unquote running mate, his vice president, they're going to knock Trump off and put that man in power. Guarantee you. I guarantee you. If he gets elected.
And for his campaign, they're going to be running his administration. Project 2025 has told us that it has summoned white conservatives, black conservatives too, to come to the White House, come to D.C., and we're going to replace those leftists, those liberals, those progressives with you folks so that you can get rid of all the DEI, all of the, any racial preference, any sort of equity, anything to help black people. We're going to put you in a place to get rid of all of that. That is a racist conspiracy. So the U.S. Supreme Court gave Project 2025 white conservatives a huge victory. Of course, there was a huge victory with the immunity case. Also a huge victory for some of the January 6 folks. Most people, however, have not heard about and understand how important it was that Chevron was overruled by SCOTUS, which again basically means that federal agencies will not get the respect of being able to promulgate a regulation and just having carte blanche power to enforce it. Courts will have to decide that. And if Project 2025 and Trump and MAGA have their way, the judge that goes in front of will be a right-wing judge. So that federal agencies are not able to make these decisions. They're made by corporations. And I really want you to understand this piece about corporations, because in some ways, this is not just about how Project 2025 can affect black people, but everybody. And I'm going to keep showing you via videos what Project 2025 has in store for our country. And I'm just scratching the surface. There's a 932-page manual that they released. And by the way, if you think that this is not a war that continues, watch this video.
So this is what I wanted to get to.
In spite of all this.
This is what I wanted to get to right here, because this part right here is basically the nail in American coffins, because he's letting you know what they have in store. To me, what I see playing out is the same thing that happened in Europe with Hitler. I see the exact same thing playing out. It's like history repeating itself.
Nonsense from the left, we are going to win. we're in the process of taking this country back. And let me speak about the radical left. You and I have both been parts of faculties and faculty senates and understand that the left has taken over our institutions. The reason that they are apoplectic right now, the reason that so many anchors on MSNBC, for example, are losing their minds daily is because our side is winning. And so I come full circle in this response and just want to encourage you with some substance that we are in the process of the Second American Revolution, which will remain bloodless if the left allows it to be.
That's war. In case you thought I was being hyperbolic here, that's war. That's what it is. And he says that is Dr. Kevin Roberts of the Heritage Foundation, president of the Heritage Foundation. He said that they're winning and that we're in the middle of the Second American Revolution and it will remain bloodless if the left allows it. In other words, try to stop it and there'll be war, bloodshed, death, shooting, guns.
So, I mean, this is a very scary time. We have a group of people in America, and a very large group of people who feel very threatened racially, which I don't understand that, like, when it comes to, anyways, the thing I want to get to is that there's no balance. There's a party that wants no equality and balance for this nation and for every citizen in this nation. They don't want any of that. They want full autonomous power. And one of the first steps was, of course, Roe v. Wade, right? Taking women's right to choose away so that women are forced to be mothers, even if they shouldn't be mothers. Let's just put it that way. Some women absolutely don't want to be mothers, and why would you force a woman to be a mother that does not want to be a mother? A child has a better chance in survival and thriving and growing up in a very good manner if the child is wanted. An unwanted child, unfortunately, is going to suffer. But they don't care about that. They don't care about any of that. They haven't fixed any of the problems in America up to this point to make it, there's so many things I can say right now, and I have to be very selective in what I say. But the point is, this is the agenda for 2020 for Project 25, and they are trying to really get Trump into office to roll this project out in full force in January 2025. So, watch the video. It's in my community tab.